Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good day. It is March 22nd, and today, me and Andrew are here.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about this week's severe weather. Because Thursday, we could have a potential severe weather outbreak in the south. And it's going to be kind of a multi day event again, most likely. Uh, and yeah, so let's get started. So let me go ahead and open Epic Pen because I forgot to do that. Takes forever for some reason. Probably because I haven't updated it like ever. Sorry. But yeah, we can see today we do have a slight risk in areas of northern Texas and southern Oklahoma. And main risks with that is we have a 2% tornado risk. So the Storm Prediction Center is expecting maybe an isolated tornado or two. We have 15% wind and a 15% hail. So all threats likely today. With a little tiny, well, it's a pretty large 2% risk. But it is a 2% risk, which means they're not expecting like a tornado outbreak or a significant number of tornadoes. They're expecting maybe isolated tornadoes scattered around that 2%. And yeah, so that's today. We're not going to talk about today too much because it's already in progress. Now, this is day two. This is tomorrow's outlook for Tuesday. We have we have a marginal in southern Iowa, western Illinois, and northeastern Missouri. This is for that cold core setup I've been talking about for a while. And we're going to have a lot of thunderstorm action across areas of southern Louisiana and southern Mississippi. And so that has prompted a marginal risk down there. And threats tomorrow, we have 2% risks for tornadoes, 5% winds, and 5% hail. So decent risk. And then day three, we have a marginal across really that same area again in Mississippi, Louisiana, and eastern Texas. Now, day four, which is Thursday, is when it really starts to get interesting. We have 15% going from eastern Texas through southern Arkansas into areas like Birmingham, Montgomery, and even in almost eastern Alabama. Now, we don't have a day five risk, but it looks like it could maybe have some more severe weather during or on day five. So let's go ahead and look at the NAM model. We're going to be using the NAM model for Thursday because the NAM now goes out far enough to cover the whole event. So we go to Wednesday, we can see we have a little bit of thunderstorm activity in the afternoon across areas of Louisiana, Mississippi, and eastern Texas. And then Thursday, we can see we have this. So I kind of got a... Well, first off, let's look at this. So this is a model, or kind of a model comparison for dews. Now, the reason we're really looking at this is so we can see moisture, which is dew points. And we can also see where we have our surface low. That's going to be kind of important for this. So the Euro has a pretty decent surface low in southeastern Missouri and northeastern Arkansas. The GDPS has the low in central Arkansas with a nice warm sector of dews almost 70. GFS has kind of a disorganized low. The GFS doesn't look really too good. And by the way, I thought I would say this real quick. The GFS now that we are using is the GFS V16. The old GFS that's no longer the operational GFS. The one or what used to be called the GFS V16 on Pivotal Weather is now the operational GFS. So that's what this is right here. You can see the GFS really doesn't have a nice low at all. It kind of has a very broad low. But we do have a warm sector with a cold front. So the GFS, we'd still see a severe weather scenario for sure. It doesn't look as good as models like the European and the GDPS, though. Now, with the NAM, kind of a similar story to the GFS, although it is further to the west, the low. And we have a stronger cold front with it also. We can see a wide area of dews in the upper 60s and almost 70 in areas of Louisiana, Mississippi, and even western Alabama. And RDPS is kind of similar to the Canadian or the GDPS. And we can see we have our low right over northern Arkansas with a pretty strong cold front and dews in the 70s, dews in the 60s going all the way up in the southern Indiana. And then if we have a far enough, or if we have a far enough, sorry, I can't talk. But if our low is far enough to the north and we have our warm sector in that area, we could see maybe some severe weather as far north as northern Kentucky and southern Indiana. Uh, so yeah, and then the UK Met shows an interesting solution also, with a pretty strong low right over almost by Paducah, kind of in southern Illinois and western Kentucky, with a very strong cold front and a nice warm sector right there. So definitely an interesting setup we have. We can start to take some soundings. Let's take one in southern Mississippi. This is a nice looking sounding. We can see that's a PDS Taurus sounding. Uh, and we have a lot of cape with this also. 2000. Nice. Not really thick, but not really skinny. Right there, and then surface lapse rates are a little low. We do have kind of moderate, uh, kind of upper level lapse rates,
Hmm.
and shear is decent. Once again, it's actually pretty good. The Hodo doesn't look perfect, but it's still supportive of tornadoes for sure. But not the best Hodo I've ever seen. We can go on. We can take one up further to the north. Let's take one in kind of almost by Columbus, Mississippi. Kind of a similar story, but actually the shear is a little better, and so is the Hodo. Uh, and we have even more cape up here. So definitely that's a decent sounding right there. And then take one in eastern Alabama. This is an interesting sounding. Also, we have good shear. This is not a PDS Taurus sounding. This is only a Taurus sounding, but this sounding still catches my eye. We don't have as much cape or as much instability. It's a lot more thin, and we do have a little bit of capping going on, and we also this is good right here. We have a 65-degree dew point, which is that's pretty good, and the Hodo is enlarged also. Overall, that's a pretty good sounding, and so yeah, it's likely we're gonna have maybe. I think by tomorrow we're gonna have an enhanced risk out from the Storm Prediction Center. For tomorrow it'll be day 3, but today it's day 4. I think we're gonna have an enhanced risk out, and we could likely have a moderate. I'd say we have a good chance of getting a moderate with this event. I'd say that moderate could be issued for. I haven't looked into it too much, so I'm not gonna say that
Um,
yet.
I've looked into it. The moderate would be for wind and tornadoes, if there would be one issued, and it would probably be issued on day 2 or day
Yeah,
1.
yeah, day 2 or day 1. I don't think we're gonna go moderate tomorrow. I think it's gonna be enhanced.
Yeah, day 3 is probably going to be enhanced. The SPC only issues moderates with high level. Well, I mean, this is a high level event. They only issue moderates with like events that they have high confidence with, and I don't think they're going to have high confidence with this one, to be honest.
Well, yeah, the reason for that is the models are not certain on where the low is gonna be at all, which the low is very important for predicting severe weather or where the low tracks. Uh, which the models are not certain with that. Now let's take a sounding up by Tupelo and Oxford, kind of in between that area. This is definitely not as good. This would favor a linear storm development, or this would favor more linear storm mode. But it does look like I'd say if we have an enhanced risk to a moderate risk, I'd say the most interesting area is kind of right here. It's really in a really similar area to what we had last Wednesday, where we had the tornado outbreak in Alabama and Mississippi, and even some surrounding states did see tornadoes also. That's kind of what I'm thinking. All right, okay. Um, and we can go to severe weather. We can overlay some stuff here, like what can we look at? We can look at energy helicity index 0 to 3, and got to the end of the run here, and we have a lot of it with this. Just we have okay, your dog barked. All right, we have around 6.3 in areas of eastern Mississippi. It's kind of by the Columbus, Mississippi area, even by Tuscaloosa. And it seems like the highest amounts are right on the Mississippi-Alabama border. Uh, and then if the energy helicity index, it's favoring kind of eastern Louisiana, southern and central Mississippi, and southern and central Alabama. Maybe even northern Alabama as we go later along that front. Um, so yeah, and then anything else we can look at that's really important? Mixed layer cape. Yeah, let's look at that. That's very important because it shows us how much instability we have with this event. And You can see we have a lot of instability with this. We have almost 2,300, even 2,500 Cape in southern Mississippi, maybe southeastern Louisiana, and then that high instability makes it all the way up into northern Alabama. So we could even have some kind of uh, maybe severe storm threat, maybe even some potential. I think we could even have a severe weather threat up here also.
Yeah.
Even a higher one, maybe even up by Huntsville. I think Huntsville could get more of this than they did from last Wednesday's event, potentially. And also something that's not going to be playing a part in this, like it was last week. We're not going to have the cod. We're not going to have cold air damming. And so that could mean we're gonna have a little bit more instability for areas like eastern Alabama and maybe Georgia also.
Yeah. That area could see a lot more instability than they had last time.
Yeah, and then this is what we looked at before. Now let's kind of go away from severe weather and let's just look at the general pattern we have right now. All right, yeah, so we can see we have this is our first low. We're gonna have a little bit of snow for areas of northern Minnesota, actually a decent amount potentially. This is the new operational GFS, and could even have a pretty big winter storm for northeastern Minnesota during the day Tuesday, or not during the day, but Tuesday night into Wednesday. And behind this, we have our next low, which is going to be bringing our severe weather chance Thursday. And yeah, we can see with that maybe a little bit of snow in northern Indiana and Michigan. And then it turns into a really strong low over the northeast if the GFS happens, with maybe some snow on the backside for northern New York. And then it looks like Saturday and Sunday we could see our next severe weather event, maybe Sunday. Now for Sunday, I'm looking at maybe not as much in the way of tornadoes, but maybe some kind of severe weather threat for the southeast, like Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. You can see the GFS indicates some kind of convection along that cold front right there. So yeah, it's kind of the pattern we're going into right now. No significant winter storms or anything. The most significant one is going to be with our second low, bringing a lot of snow to areas in New Mexico, in that area. And then we are going to have a significant one, though, for northeastern Minnesota, with maybe a lot of snow up there Wednesday. So we can take a look at some accumulations with that. And we can see we have a lot probably up there. Let me just get this to load. Yeah, we have almost a foot of snow in extreme northeastern Minnesota, so that's pretty significant. Right here, 1 and 2 making it all the way down to southwestern Minnesota, with maybe some isolated amounts in southwestern Minnesota of up to 2-3 inches. So yeah, that'll wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow, and hopefully Andrew will be also.
Yeah, I think I'll probably be back tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Actually,
Yeah.
I might not.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, but yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.